Alright, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, Kal Halalim La Yahweh, Bahasham Hamashayak, Yahweh Shai, Wa Baha Racha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach Yasha Allah well, as they are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. Enough respect, blessings and peace to the Akim pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. And Adwan Ratazar, which means Lord willing, so Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So yeah, we're just going to touch on the precept Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 7. Alright, okay, because we've got new brothers and sisters coming in every day, and if they come across this verse they might think, oh okay, Edomites can receive salvation, alright, or even a bugged out Israelite group, okay, might think, oh well, Esau can be saved, alright, and nothing could be further from the truth. There's no way, shape or form this devil is receiving salvation. Alright. He's the wicked. Alright. Pursuant to Job 9:24. Alright. So we're going to break down this precept, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So as the verse reads, Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land. Right. Where it says, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, okay, the word Edomite in this verse should not be there. Alright, the word Syria should be there instead, okay. So if we were to go into the verse, okay, and the Strong's number for the word Edomite is H130, okay, and you can see just below the outline of biblical usage, below that it says KJV translation count, and it shows Edomites 11 times and Syria once, okay. Alright, and if you was to click on Syria, it takes you to this verse here in 2 Kings chapter 16 verse 6, and it reads, at that time Rezin king of Syria recovered Elath to Syria and drave the Jews from Elath, and the Syrians came to Elath and dwelt there unto this day. Alright, so again the word Edomite shouldn't be there in Deuteronomy 23:7. It's supposed to say Syria. Alright, going back to Father Abraham, okay, so let's go back to that verse. And we go on it again. Okay. And then we scroll down further, you show Strong's. And then you keep scrolling down till you see 2 Kings chapter 16 verse 6. And you can see, as you read, alright, you can see the Strong's number H130, alright, next to Syria. Okay. So again, it's supposed to be Edomite. Sorry, it's supposed to be the word Syria instead of Edomite. Okay. So the blue letter, does go off. Alright, it's not perfect. And the Masoretes, who were the small hatters, the small hat Edomites, you got to speak like that. I also throw off the algorithm. They did this intentionally. Okay, they purposefully put Edomites there to twist the scriptures and the meaning and context. Alright, so you have Amalek to blame for that. Alright, because when you're coming into this truth and you read this for the first time, it may be a bit confusing. Alright, to prove this, the Hebrew word for Syria is Aramia, okay, and above it says Adamia. Alright, so they switched, the Da and the Ra around. Alright, so it's supposed to be Syria, and it's Aramia. Okay. So if we define, who the Masoretes were, it reads,
Masorete.
And it says, all right, and this is the common, Oxford Dictionary definition It says any of the Jewish scholars of the 6th to the 10th centuries AD who contributed to the establishment of a recognized text of the Hebrew Bible and to the compilation of the Masorah. Okay. And that's what Esau does. Thinks he can, destroy the word. All right. So when he translates, he'll put some, errors. He'll make errors. He'll put errors there. If we go to another article, because they'll try and justify, you'll have Israelites that'll try and justify the fact that Esau could be saved, okay, and they'll make a doctrine off of it, mislead the rest of the congregation, all right, okay, and start leading others astray, all right. So this is an article from biblicalarchaeology.org, and the headline is Errors in the Masoretes' Original Hebrew Manuscripts of the Bible. Okay. And it reads, the Hebrew Bible or Old Testament that we have today differs from the Hebrew manuscripts of the Bible penned in the first millennium BCE. When transmitting any sort of a document from generation to generation, small alterations, some intentional, others not, are made, right? And some of these errors are intentional. Again, they purposely did that. Okay. And you can go back to the verse in 2 Kings 16:6 and read it to prove that Syria was there. All right. That's why, it's imperative to get into words, as our apostles and elders say. All right. Speaking first and foremost for myself. And it reads, even the most careful scribe makes errors, which are perpetuated and often compounded by future scribes. Thus, it should not surprise us that the Hebrew Bible, which has a transmission history of several millennia, contains textual difficulties, corruptions, and even mistakes. All right. Critical editions of the Bible examine these differences by looking at varying Hebrew witnesses and try to accurately reconstruct the original Hebrew manuscripts of the Bible. Okay. The Masoretes recognized the possibility of a human error when copying the Hebrew Bible. They tried to combat it by adding supplements to the text. In the margins of the Masoretes manuscripts, there are innumerable notes, Masorah, to safeguard the text. The precision with which the Masoretes were able to preserve the Hebrew text beginning in the 7th century CE is astounding. Nevertheless, the Masoretes were not working with the original Hebrew manuscripts of the Bible. Corruptions had already crept into the versions they copied. Alright, so there you go. Okay. That's why, again, getting into words is important. Alright, because when it comes to breakdowns and even certain precepts, alright, that can change your understanding of it. Alright, and eventually, it'll cause you to go off. Alright, so again, Deuteronomy chapter 23 and 7, right, is not talking about loving Esau. Okay. And again, if you're coming with that Christianity mind frame, alright, you're not going to get the right understanding, because there's no way Esau is getting salvation. Okay. Alright, that was talking about Syria. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach the nation of Israel well on earth today. In closing, I'd like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, Wa, Baha, Rachak, Wadash. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.